Hello, this is Megha Pandre, and today we will continue with lesson number 3, Indian Constitution, part 2. Now, we will continue with the salient features of our constitution. First, we will begin with the democratic rule, and in that I will continue with the reading and then the explanation. Now, democratic rule. India has adopted the democratic system of government. General elections are held in our country every 5 years. Citizens above the age of 18 are eligible to cast their vote. We cannot imagine democracy without elections. People all over the country play their role in electing their representatives. Any voter of the country can contest an election irrespective of his or her religion, caste, class, or gender. The elected representatives rule for 5 years. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow religion of his or her choice as well as freedom of speech, expression and thoughts. Now here we continue with the explanation. Now first we will go through some of the important or the main features of our constitution. At the very beginning, we have the democratic rule. What is democratic rule? What type of government do we have in India? We have adopted democratic system of government. Now, democracy is a form of government in which the people have their authority to choose their governing legislation. For this, the general election of a country are held every 5 years. And those who are 18 or above can cast their vote. These representatives are elected by the people. Anyone who thinks that he can contest an election, irrespective of his or her religion, caste, class, or gender, the people who are being elected rule for 5 years. And being an Indian citizen, people enjoy the freedom of religion of his or her choice as well as freedom of speech, expression and thought. So second, we will continue with the secularism. The second most important feature of our constitution is secularism. A secular nation means that the government does not conform to the norms of any particular religion in its system of governance. Citizens are not discriminated on the basis of their faith, sect, or religion. Every citizen enjoys the right to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice. Now here, the explanation part means, secularism means no discrimination against anybody in the name of religion. And secular nation means that the government does not conform, means to behave according to the usual standard of behavior that are expected by a group or society. So the government cannot act according to the standard of any particular religion in its system of governance. All the citizens will be treated equally. Now the third most important part of our constitution is republic. Now, republic means a government that obtains power from people directly or indirectly. We have adopted a democratic republic system of government, which means that powers are not limited in the hands of few privileged people. Rather, it is accessible to all the citizens irrespective of their caste, class, religion, and gender. Now here, republic, what does the word republic means? It means the power, the representative, those who had obtained from people when they contested an election. And as India has adopted a democratic republic system of government, means the working of the government are not limited in the hands of a few privileged people, but it will be for all although even if they belong to any caste, class, religion or gender. Now, here we will continue with the flow chart of the central government. Now, first we will begin with the president. What is the role of the president at the central level? The primary duty of the president is to perceive, protect and defend the constitution. The president, the first citizen of India, plays significant role of the head of the state of India. President is the supreme commander of all the three Indian armed forces. Now, the legislature. The function of the legislative is to form policies and laws that will govern the nation. Another term which is used as a synonym of legislature is parliament. In India, the Council of Parliament consists of President and two houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The second most important part is the executive. This is one of the most powerful organ of the government, is the executive. It is that organ which implements the laws passed by the legislature and the policies of the government. Now, the President of India appoints other officers who hold constitutional posts as well as some other members of the central government such as Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers and also the judges of the Supreme Court. Now, judicial power. The President enjoys judicial powers primarily to rectify judicial errors, grant pardons and reprieves from punishment. The President can also seek the opinions of the Supreme Court on legal and constitutional matters and on matters of national and people's interest. Now here I rest my video. Till then, thank you.